In the 1950s, the South Korean economy was very much dependent on foreign aid. As the amount of foreign aid declined, however, Korea had to find new ways to sustain the foreign exchange reserve. This is when the policy goal shifted from import substitution to export promotion. Despite initial doubts and oppositions, Korea pushed forward with the export-oriented industrialization strategy. As a result, South Korea has achieved impressive economic growth in the 1960s and 70s. Export volume increased drastically by more than 123 times. Korea's major export items shifted from primary goods to high value-added goods such as semiconductor, automobile, and ships. So how was this transformation possible? We will explore 3 key policy instruments that contributed to this remarkable success. The first key policy was the foreign exchange rate reform. In the 1950s, maximizing foreign aid was a greater concern than industrialization. To maximize foreign aid, the Korean government suppressed the exchange rate by overvaluing the Korean won. For example, if $1 equaled 100 Korean won in the market, the government lowered the exchange rate so that $1 equaled 50 won. In other words, 100 won was equal to $2 instead of $1. During this time, the incoming foreign aid was fixed in Korean won amount. Imagine that Korea was to receive 10,000 won from foreign donors. According to market rate, this would equal $100. But under the lowered exchange rate, it will double to $200. However, low exchange rate was detrimental to export. Under the market exchange rate, Korean-made radio that cost 100 Korean won would cost $1 to a foreign buyer. But if we adopt the government's rate, the same radio will now cost $2. No good! This makes Korean products less competitive in the export market. Here's where the foreign exchange rate reform comes in. The government drastically increased the exchange rate, first in 1961, and then in 1964, to decrease the gap with the market rate. The second policy instrument was the monthly export promotion meetings. The president himself attended and moderated almost every meeting. The Ministry of Commerce and External Affairs would report on the export statistics from the previous month and propose policy measures for export promotion. Government bodies, private sector, and financial institutions shared information and built consensus on export goals, strategies, and evaluation. Such open dialogue among key stakeholders helped Korea avoid the problem of inefficiency, rent-seeking behaviors, and corruption.
어떻게 보면 겉으로 보면 굉장히 딱딱할 수밖에 없는 회의의 모습을 가지고 있습니다. 하지만 이 회의가 이루어지기 위해서 많은 민간과 그다음에 공무원들은 서로 만나서 격의 없이 토론을 하고 그 토론 속에서 실질적으로 무엇이 이루어져야 되는지를 준비해 나가는 과정이었습니다. 그러한 노력들이 서로 간의 이해를 높이고 정책 목표를 위해서 기업은 기업대로, 정부는 정부대로 국민들과 기업들이 어떻게 하면 좀 더 발전할 수 있는가에 대해서 서로 이해를 높이는 이러한 과정들이 이루어지지 않았나 그렇게 생각을 합니다.
The last instrument was incentives and objective export targets that pushed private companies to compete in the export market. The government set a series of incentive policies based on objective export targets to encourage open competition.
그 수출 목표를 달성하고 또 열심히 수출하는 그런 기업들에게는 이러한 그 여러 가지 규제를 완화해주고 또 조세나 재정 지원을 또 많이 해주고 또 외환도 비교적 융통성 있게 이렇게 허용을 해주고 이제 그런 여러 가지 혜택을 통해 가지고 기업들이 의욕을 가지고 수출에 더 매진할 수 있었습니다.
These incentive-based policies cultivated a sound export ecosystem and propelled the export-oriented industrialization in South Korea.